I'm thrilled to have Misha here. Sometimes things go really well when you're just making crap up, and sometimes they almost go horribly wrong. And I did not know that Misha was going to be right there on the stairs. And all of a sudden, look on your face, you're like, because the way things work around here, you guys may not know that, but Rich will come back to you and he's like, hey, guys, come here. I got a little bit. You go up there, you do the thing, and then I'm going to do the thing. They'll love it. I think they'll love it. So, you can tell when he went backstage that he had a little bit planned. And he opened the curtain and he found me standing 6 inches from his penis. And he was like, this is not the bit, this is not my plan. I wasn't expecting you here. And I had to back up fast, I'm telling you. That train was going downhill. And I almost said, where's Misha? Under my foot. We almost made out. Those were streets of horror, I think, for the night.
You're scaring them.
I'm not going to waste anybody's time, but to say simply, ladies and gentlemen, Misha.
I've never done a promposal. That's a clever twist before, so I'm just going to wing it. Also, clever double entendre there. I'm not Dean. There's no RSVP information here, so I don't know how to get in touch with you. What's that? The date's on the back. May 13, 2016. Great. That's a good start in terms of logistics. There are other factors that we should talk about at some point. Like where? Ah, I see. So, she's not telling me where it's like where you go. You're kind of a hard target, young woman. How does that mean that you're 16 or 17 years old? You're 18.
She's legal.
This is a disgusting crowd. I didn't realize how lascivious you were until just now. Holy shit, the big crowd too. are from Florida. And how many of you are foreigners, outsiders, not from Florida? But a significant portion of those are from Georgia, right? Okay. What? I don't speak that language. And how many of you are from Ecuador? One. Yes.
I'm kidding.
Oh, the Ecuador shout out. Are you really from Ecuador? Because you're not from. You're from Peru? That's not Ecuador. Same continent. Wait, there is someone from Ecuador? Oh, she's jumping quite high. Oh, okay. I believe you. Based on enthusiasm alone, I take you as an Ecuadorian. Glad you made it. I haven't yet. I'm still thinking about it. You cut me a little slack, all right? Are you asking anyone else to the prom? Just me? Can we work this out a little bit? If I say this is totally hypothetical, I probably won't happen. But if I, for some reason, said no, would you then have somebody else that you would ask after that, or is this it? Like,
Nobody loves me, it's okay.
I feel a lot of pressure right now, and I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know why I feel that. You're not playing like that super. I would always imagine doing like this super casual thing about a prom, like a prom proposal. I'd be like, hey, you know, I just realized prom's next week, and I was like, not gonna go, and then I realized, hey, maybe you're going. You want to go with me? Maybe we could like share an Uber. That's how I would probably approach it. But you've got a different approach.
That's pretty exciting, but then I was like, it's probably not enough time, so I'll just read my notes.
Great. No, this is good. It's all like, almost like on a Jumbotron. I always worry about that for those guys at the stadiums. They're like, hey, you know, Lucy, will you marry me? And she's like, no. They always say yes, but that's gotta happen every once in a while. No, we're just friends. No, but I think that we have prospects here. Yeah, what geographic region do you live in? Miami is not a geographic region. Okay, so great. So as far as continental US, as far as you can get away from where I live. Perfect. Does your father own a private jet? No, so that's sort of a strike against you. I'm still working on it, so thinking no. Thank you for the
He might have a horn.
I love when the crowd's like getting angry. Say yes, you asshole! Go to the fucking prom with me, Fred! Jesus. How hard is it? Nobody loves her, man. How would you do this to her? I'm thinking about it. I'm feeling really guilty right now, so I might go. How are you? I can't hear you. You guys hear her?
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, Misha.
Hi.
I would like to know, what is the worst prank that Jackson and Jared have ever pulled on you?
That's so hard. I don't know. You guys have how many people are first timers here? So you guys haven't met Jared and Jackson yet. I'm sure a lot of you will be here tomorrow and you'll get to meet them and you'll see that they're horrible human beings. But so hard to choose. There's so many to pick from. Because they're bad in different ways, the things that they've done to me. Like, you can say, oh, well, the time that Jared put, fish under the seat of my car and left it there. That's bad, because that ruins your car, right? It smells terrible. Or you can say the time that Jared hied me in the face in front of the whole crew. And then Jensen waited until I changed my clothes and got cleaned up and then did it to me again. Or you can say, I actually think that I actually have an answer. I think that the worst time was we were shooting and we were just it was one of those days where Jared and Jensen were just messing with me to no end when we were shooting. So they were trying to make me laugh, which is very, very easy to do. If I'm not supposed to be laughing, I can pretty much not help myself and I will laugh. Like for instance, my 6th grade teacher's funeral. It was awful. It was really awful. What? How would you laugh at that? Yeah, what kind of awful human being? A horrible human being would that? I don't know. Somebody who's really, really awful inside. And if I'm not supposed to laugh, I just can't help it, and I start laughing.
I feel you.
Yeah, oh man, well maybe we should have brought together. So while we're filming, it's considered extremely unprofessional to laugh while you're on camera when it's not appropriate for the material, and it's never appropriate on Supernatural. Cass doesn't even smile, let alone laugh. So I laugh a lot, and I laugh easily, and it doesn't take much, and they know that, so they were just making my life kind of miserable one day, and it wouldn't stop. And I was laughing and laughing and laughing. There's a little outtake, it's on the gag reel, where I say something about, if they had told me that this is what it was going to be like in drama school, and then Jared and Jensen jump in front of the camera, and they're like, you went to drama school. Anyway, it was so bad that so we were shooting on location that day, people drove over from the offices at the studio, which is about 10 miles away. They heard what was happening on set, and they drove over just to watch. Guys, I gotta get over here. It's happening. I think Misha's having a nervous breakdown. We gotta go over and watch. So people just came over and watched and sat behind the monitors and watched me just unravel. And the next day, just to give you an indication of how bad it got, the next day, Jensen came up to me and apologized. Which is pretty ridiculous. It was pretty good. So yeah, there's been a lot. It's been pretty traumatic. I'm in counseling right now, so I think I'm gonna work through a lot of it eventually. And if not, there's always future lives. Thank you. Hi.
Hi. Oh my god, you're amazing. I have 2 questions. It's like a 2-parter.
Okay.
If you were to be any other character on the show, Supernatural, what would you be?
Ian Powell.
And if you were to be any other creature on the show, what would you be?
Jared Padalecki. Same. Thank you. Hi.
Hi. Oh my god, I'm totally fangirling out right now. So my question is, over 11 seasons, there's hundreds of years of lore and history and everything. Do you guys, as the actors, ever notice inconsistencies and point them out or argue with them or don't even care?
No. There's never been any inconsistency from you.
Never.
No. Sometimes people watching the show think they've seen something that's inconsistent or that doesn't line up or that doesn't, quite accurately reflect what has already happened earlier on the show in another episode. And then it turns out that person is wrong.
Well, then I'm wrong then, I apologize.
Well, did you say that you've seen, are you suggesting that you've seen some sort of inconsistency?
Never.
I'm sorry, hold on a second. Are we talking about the same thing, Supernatural? The show Supernatural?
What?
Are we talking about Supernatural or Star Trek? Because if it's Star Trek, I get it. So, you some innuendo here coming from you that
Never.
I actually don't really appreciate. It's suggesting that there's some kind of inconsistencies appearing in the show.
Hypothetically,
Yeah,
if there were.
If there were.
If there were.
Yes.
Do you guys ever point it out or argue about it? Or?
No, that wouldn't happen.
Okay. Even hypothetically? No.
Nope.
Well, thank you for your answer then. I appreciate it.
I mean, we do occasionally have little conversations like, okay, so in this scene, you're gonna teleport out of here. And then I'll be like, okay, how do I teleport again? And then someone in the group will say, you put your hand on the forehead and then you teleport. And somebody else will be like, no, I'm pretty sure it's put your hand on your shoulder. And somebody else will say, no, I think you just stand next to them and then you teleport. And I'll be like, all right. Whichever one sounds most convincing is usually the one that I go with. There are times when we do have minor arguments about things. But there's definitely no consistency. I had a moment where we were shooting a couple of episodes out of order last season, which because of actors' availability, so that can get kind of confusing because we're shooting, episode 19, and then the next episode we shoot is episode 18, and it's hard to sort of keep everything in your head. And there was this one scene where I was going to find Dean, and we had some tracking device. We'd been tracking Dean, but we had lost the tracking device if you were paying attention to the scripts. But we didn't really reference that, so I was like, well, I want to go pick up Dean, but there was no way for me to know where Dean was. And I was like, guys, I think there's no way for me to know where Dean, how do I know where he is? Are we looking for him or something? And then everybody was like, Misha, like we're on set at that point. It was Friday night, everyone was tired, everybody wanted to go home. And literally everyone was like, just shut the fuck up and shoot the scene. Who cares? Just shoot the scene and we can go home. And then later, I went in for what's called ADR, which is looping, which is when you have to record, like if a plane flies over while you're saying your dialogue and you hear a plane engine there, then you have to record a little portion of your dialogue over again or something like that. And I had to go into ADR and add a line like, I'm gonna go pick up Dean because I found the tracking device again. Something I had to like justify it with some off-camera dialogue that made sense. So I felt vindicated, but nobody cared. Thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you very much.
What inconsistencies, before you walk away from that microphone, what inconsistencies do you think you have seen in the show?
None, Misha.
No, I want to hear. I want to know.
No.
You're not getting off that easily. What? Am I being mean? Is that what you said?
Exactly what you said.
It's so easy to understand you when you all scream at once. Has anyone noticed any inconsistency ever? What is it? What's your inconsistency? You just raised your hand. Yes. Because this woman is right won't speak.
They're doing great.
The handprint? Where did the scar tissue on Dean go? He had cosmetic surgery. We shot that sequence, but cut it out because it wasn't imperative to the storyline. Any other inconsistencies? Yes, sir. What have you seen?
How did they get into the bunker door when it's supposed to be impervious to every single entry?
How did we get into the bunker door when it's supposed to be impervious to every type of entry?
No, how did the signs?
Well, how did what?
The signs.
How did the Steins get in there? The Steins got in there. How did they get into the bunker? You mean? They had an old set of keys. They don't talk about that, but there had been a duplicate set of keys made at some point that Sam lost, and then the Steins found the keys. And foolishly, Sam had labeled the keychain secret bunker keys, so they knew exactly what they were for. Any other problems that you think you might have? Yes, right.
Why didn't Charlie just climb out the window?
Why did she climb out the window? To escape? Yeah, it seems like it would have been easy, but no, she couldn't because she was letting her nails dry at that point. If you were paying attention to the storyline, you would have noticed that she was letting her nails dry in that scene, so she couldn't climb out the window or whatever. Okay, I think that I've pretty adequately proven that there aren't any inconsistencies. There are not inconsistencies. There definitely are occasionally audience members who aren't following the storyline correctly and miss salient clues. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Go back and watch it again. You'll pick up the details. Hi.
Hi. First, I want to say that you're totally amazing. But
Don't actually tell them.
I was wondering if you could do your best Crowley impersonation.
Hello, boys. There's an opportunity, a potential opportunity. Can't talk about it. No. There's a script that is in development right now, and I feel like there could potentially be the opportunity. It isn't in the script. I feel like they should put it in the script where Crowley somehow occupies Pascal's body briefly. I'm thinking about sending a strongly worded email out to the writers saying, guys, please, would it be fun? And then I have to like record myself doing a little Crowley impersonation to prove that I can do a semblance of it. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Yes. Yeah. I mean, I've actually suggested for some time now, just as a sort of efficiency, money-saving device, that I play both characters, Pascal and Crowley. They could cut an entire salary off the payroll. So.
More screen time.
What's that?
More screen time for you.
More screen time, but more importantly, would be cost savings for Warner Brothers.
Absolutely.
And would free Mark up to do other things.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear, did Matt talk about this?
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch that, it's so awesome. He has to learn like 50 pages of dialogue a day. It's insane. I can learn one line a week. If I work all week long. Hello, what would you like to talk about?
My question was, if Team Free Will participated in Gish West, what kind of antics do you think they'd get up to?
What kind of antics would they get up to?
Yes.
Well, Team Free Will, so for those of you who don't know, Gish West is a scavenger hunt that I run. What portion of this audience has never heard of it? Oh my God! I'm so sorry. You shouldn't have had to have heard about Gish West. But it's so much fun. I love putting it together. We just had a brainstorming session a couple of days ago with everybody that works on Gish West. Coming up with lots of nefarious ideas and ways to screw with people. But I think that Team Free Will would probably do fairly well.
Runners up.
Maybe runners up. They would be winners, but maybe runners up.
Would Cass use like transportation abilities to his advantage?
Well, if they had on their team Castiel before he lost his wings, they would be in great shape. Because having somebody on your team who can teleport is a major win. And then the team, but there's 15 people on a team, so the team would be filled out with like all kinds of other people, right? Like,
So would they add other people, like other characters from the show, or would it be random?
I don't know. I mean, it's your fantasy.
No, I mean, what do you think they would do?
Well, I think that I don't know how organized Sam and Dean and Cass are. Like, if they were like, hey, you don't really see them do a lot of stuff like that. Like, they're all there, hey, you know, you guys, I was just online and I saw this thing that looks kind of fun. It's a week long scavenger hunt. Dean, Cass, you guys want to do it? Like, we could be on the team together. And then, you know, Dean would be like, well, I don't know. It's a whole week. What are you going to do? And then Sam would be like, oh, you know, there's some knitting and crocheting and stuff. And then Cass would be like, oh, well, I've got that down pat. We used to do a lot of macrame in heaven. I think that they would do well. They just have to round out the team with people I think who are a little bit better organized and maybe more on point. The other problem with those guys is that they're always like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go to the movies or something like that, and then somebody, gets abducted by a werewolf, and then they go and they spend, the whole week trying to hunt down a werewolf, and that could easily happen during Gishwas too, where they get distracted by some monster and not actually complete any of the tasks. So I don't know, it could go either way.
I mean, I've participated in it twice, I know.
You participated in it twice?
Yes, I know stuff goes wrong.
Did you feel that you suffered?
I mean, I was better adjusted the second time than I was the first time.
What's that?
I was better adjusted to it the second time than I was the first time.
What happened to you the first time?
I was completely dead tired by the end of the week,
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
pretty much.
There's just support groups. Actually, now that I think about it.
But unfortunately, I won't be able to participate this year.
How come?
I've got other personal obligations
Personal obligations?
that involve college.
About what?
Involve college,
College?
yes.
Oh,
That's a thing that exists.
why would you go to college? When you could play the game? Get your priorities straight.
I'll have to consider that.
Did you just start college?
This is my first year, yes. Second
Okay.
semester.
When does it start?
It starts the week after that. but I
Yeah,
have to get
I'm not even
prepared.
gonna say. So you actually couldn't.
No, I have to get
That's okay if you want to be a quitter. So no judgment here.
So donate.
Good luck with college. I hope you can get an yes. Good luck. Yeah. Hi.
I was the first year dishwasher last year.
Oh, really?
And I wanted to know what your favorite item was on the list.
What was your favorite item on the list last year?
I had a lot of fun playing Freddie Mercury riding a unicorn on the car. That was
Playing Freddie Mercury and riding a unicorn?
I painted Freddie Mercury on riding a unicorn on the car. That was pretty interesting.
Was it whose car was it that you painted?
A friend of ours.
Did they know that you were painting it?
She was on the team too. We had a blast.
Um,
As long as it was washed off, it was.
it did wash off?
It was like water color.
Can I get your opinion on something? So, a friend of mine, it's her birthday coming up, and we have a kind of group of friends, there's 5 or 6 of us, and we were thinking of getting our faces airbrushed on her car, really big, like in permanent paint. What do you think, just put yourself in her shoes. It's your birthday, you come outside, and you see your friends painted permanently on your car. You must be so psyched, right? So is that a yes, I should do it? Yeah. Great, thanks for your help. I hope that'll happen. I love going through the submissions on auditions. There's just some unbelievable things. So the first scavenger hunt that I did was kind of just, it was a lark. Like, I didn't know what to do. I found myself painted into a corner where I had sort of promised people on Twitter that I was going to do something, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I was like, well, go do a scavenger hunt, let's run. And people started sending things in. They were submitting by email at that point, and they were so awesome. And I could see the people were having so much fun, and I was having so much fun watching I don't know what it was that I loved most. I mean, I loved seeing the people creating this amazing art on the one hand, but I also loved that I was able to get people to do really humiliating things. So I'm not sure what part of my brain was being most tantalized by the experience, but I just loved it. And I remember thinking, I was like, I feel like this is what I want to do when I grow up, run scavenger hunts. So I think I'm a child. I learned that about myself. I love having the involvement of NASA for some reason. That's just been so cool. Like, guys at NASA, big shots at NASA are participating in the scavenger hunt. It was like the director of solar system exploration at NASA was on a team, and he had one of the items was take a thermal photo something, what was it? Infrared photo of yourself eating a popsicle. And so the director of Solar System Exploration at NASA is like, there's a photo of him like eating a popsicle in infrared. How many people can say they got somebody named NASA to do that? It's awesome. Anyway, thanks for asking. Good talk. Hi.
Hello, Misha. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm really good. Shannon from Miami.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi. So I'm a barista at Starbucks. Yes, and I would like to know what your drink would be.
I kind of go in for the green, the iced green tea.
Ice cream tea?
Yeah.
I recommend.
But I ask for no water, so I get more caffeine.
I recommend for you a
Okay.
youthberry mixed with jade citrus mint. It would be great because you're when you talk, your voice you always.
Youthberry?
Youthberry and jade citrus mint.
Are you saying that I'm looking haggard and wet? I didn't even know that those things existed.
Yes.
What is a youthberry a real thing?
Yes, it's a white tea and it's herbal and it's really good. And then you mix it with mint and it's kind of like a cold buster, so it would be great for because you talk such a deep voice and it doesn't hurt your throat sometimes. So that would be.
Thank you for the recommendation. How long have you worked at Starbucks?
3 years.
Do you like it?
I do. I love it.
People seem to like working there. And you get good benefits too, like you get free college or like $30,000
Yeah, you get
for
free
tuition.
tuition, really good health care, a free bag of coffee every week,
Wow.
a free food item every day, and free coffee every day. So
Really?
if you're working, yes.
So does that mean that like at Starbucks employees are like, really nervous all the time? It sounds like you're getting absolutely pumped full of caffeine around the clock.
Well, we need it because we wake up before the rest of the world.
Okay.
I wake up at 3:30 every morning to open the store at 5.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we're pretty much the...
That pretty much sounds like hell to me.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, I wake up around the same time, but it's because somebody's just peed on me in my bed. Sadly true. I have small children. I don't know. Do a lot of you guys wake up in here a lot?
Right here.
Yeah, you do? You do. Oh, no, not my own. Yeah. Hello.
Hi, Misha. I'm Kelly, and
Hi, Kelly.
I want to let you know that I drove 850 miles to ask you primarily if you like memes. But my actual...
Wait, where are you? Wait, so you're coming from somewhere in
Columbia,
the
Maryland.
Midwest? Maryland?
Yes.
Okay. That's 850 miles away?
850 from, well, we stopped in North Carolina. But my friend also is here. She's from Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
But our primary question was to ask you if you liked memes. But I have a better one.
Okay, well, memes. Yes, although I have to put a small caveat. I don't totally know what they are.
I don't think anyone knows what memes
How do you
are.
define meme?
I don't actually have a definition.
I'm not making the same mistake Jensen made. We were at a convention and Jensen was studying and he's like, yeah, this shirt like this, and all of a sudden it was like this blank flash. Okay.
I have an actual question.
Okay, no, but let's talk about memes. So memes are like Grumpy Cat, right?
Grumpy
Like,
Cat,
that's a
Rare
meme.
Pepe's, Sure Jan.
What?
You need to spend more time on
I
these.
have a meme? Wait, what?
I used to have like 30 of those on my phone.
Oh wait, how can I stop this from being true?
You can't.
You're powerless? You're powerless over memes?
There's no control.
Wait, people take pictures of me doing weird things? That's bullshit. That's not a real thing.
It is real, look it up. But I do have a serious question.
I feel really uncomfortable right now. Okay, but you are into memes, though, personally. Do you have a meme? Like, do people meme?
I'm not famous enough for memes.
How famous do you have to be to get a meme?
You're famous?
Do you, can you just cultivate a meme and try to get to catch
People
on?
have done that.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, do you have examples of effective,
Off my head. Someone help me.
what? I don't know what you're saying.
Misha.
Straight up, Thompson, things like that.
You have a meme?
Stealing breadsticks from Olive Garden.
This is a meme of me. Misha, what are you going to do tomorrow night? Try to take over the world. All right, I'll be right back. My God, woman, this is pure pornography. Wow. These photos should not be seen. I'm scarred. I'm like, that's horrifying. You have the definition of me. Look at you, finger on the pulse of the American youth here. Meme, noun, it's a noun. An idea, belief, or belief system or pattern of behavior that spreads throughout a culture. That's completely indecipherable. I'm coming down. I would like to see the people in the back here. I just felt for my wallet. I just felt for my wallet and it wasn't there, and I was like, somebody in this crowd pickpocketed me. Hi. So, this is a meme. That's just question marks next to a guy's face. Got it. So, hi guys, how's it going back here? So this is what it sounds like back here. You basically just see a little stick figure up there, and then hear this voice booming at you. It's a strange experience, isn't it? Hi. Nice tattoos. Hello. There's another meme. Oh yeah, that's kind of nice. You want to? Oh, hon. That's famous. There you go. Hi. Well, thank you for letting me come say hi to you guys. Hi. Oh, all right. Oh, no, because then hi. How are you? Good to see you. Wait, you don't watch Supernatural?
No.
So what a fucking bizarre experience this must be for you. Can you describe what it's like?
Well, I know my daughter's going to kill me because I'm talking to you and she isn't.
Other friend, just for those of you who aren't able to see what's going on here, other friends of this woman are backing away saying, I don't know her right now. Do they? Well, your children have great taste. And I'm sorry that they dragged you into this strange cult. There's a seance and an initiation later on tonight. Come around 10 o'clock. We have a sort of a brief hazing that we do, and then we drink the blood of a lamb, and it's cool. You'll like it. Hi. Hi.
Meanwhile, Misha.
Oh my God. I smell kind of awful, so you probably don't want to hug me. Hi. Hi. Oh. Hi. Wow. Someone just showed me a photo of me grabbing a man's ass without. Thank you guys for that little tour of my own meme. Thank you for bringing that into my consciousness, and I'll try to get that erased from my mind as soon as possible. You weren't lying. You have another question, I understand.
I'm sorry, I'll make it quick. So we've seen SDL in a bunch of different situations, like portraying different things from like Leviathan craze to boob to hey, ass butt, and things like that.
By the way, spot on impression.
It's my text tone.
Yep.
But I want to know which one of those is most fun to play for you.
Which of those was most fun to play? It wasn't particularly gratifying to play God. I have other interesting things coming up, which I think will be, I'm curious to see how it's come out. We found some stuff that could be truly horrific from a performance standpoint, or it could be cool, so you'll have to let me know. But I think that actually what we just shot might be my favorite so far. I had a lot of fun with it.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I had a scene that I shot with Ruth, where that was fun. I did stuff that I wasn't expecting to do to Ruth in the scene. That Ruth was also not expecting. That I don't even think will make it into the final cut. But I was like, that's right, I can't believe I just did that. Anyway, first.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Lupe, and I did not travel like 100 miles, so I feel a little inadequate right now.
Well, it's all right. You could just tonight go drive around for 7 or 8 hours.
I'll try.
Make up for it.
I'll try. Okay, so at the beginning of the show, they read us the rules and regulations to not say that we love you and to not ask for hugs.
Wait, I have never been here for that portion of the program.
They sang a song. And
so what are the rules and regulations?
allegedly, don't say I love you.
Okay.
So don't say I love you, and everybody else don't say it either.
Get those people out of here. Okay, so you're not allowed to say I love you.
And you're not allowed to ask for hugs.
You're not allowed to ask for hugs?
Right, so you can say, hey, can I have a hug?
Can I have a hug? Thank you so much. I love you. Okay, what are the other rules?
I don't know. I don't think we're like
I don't know, I wasn't listening. No videotaping?
Right.
Well, that is one that a quick YouTube search will prove that everyone follows.
Well, after that, they followed it up with a little how to properly videotape so you don't, put
How to
crap.
discreetly videotape?
No.
How to break the rules and not get caught?
No, I think it was more like so that everybody on YouTube can enjoy it properly and not like kind of under your shoulder. Like, so landscape, I wasn't.
Do landscape, don't videotape, it's against the rules, but if you are going to film it, make sure you shoot in landscape, get a good framing.
Yeah.
Put a little bit of space over the head and frame it up
Everything, I
nicely.
believe.
Don't shoot the back of the head of the person that's sitting right in front of you.
Yeah, kind of maybe bring a tripod. Or no, I saw
Bring a tripod, yeah, some people with tripods right
okay,
there.
that would be a good one.
Okay.
I don't remember the other ones.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So after all that, what is your favorite rule and or regulation to break, past, present, or future, or that you've ever broken, or that you will never break again?
That's a lot of questions.
You can pick one, I said or.
So, I am not a big fan of arbitrary rules, and my definition of arbitrary rules is probably broader than it should be. I consider a lot of things stupid that we all sign up for. Like, why do we have men's and women's bathrooms? Shouldn't we all just share one? Where do we develop these rules and conventions that have absolutely no founding or anything? But I've done a lot of things that other people consider breaking the rules. I often do it sort of without thinking, like, oh yeah, of course you could, I got arrested very briefly once for reading on the roof of a bank at midnight. I climbed up onto the roof of the bank simply because I saw that it was like, oh, there's good street lighting right there. I could just lean up on the wall up on the top of the roof of the bank and read up there. That'd be great. And then, I got up there and I was reading, and all of a sudden the floodlights came on from adjacent buildings, and I was surrounded by cops. Because obviously people had reported that someone was breaking into the bank. I went for a run in Griffith Park, which is up in Los Angeles, and I found myself climbing over a very, very tall chain link fence that also had razor wire at the top, and I was like, why is this fence in the middle of this beautiful park? Here I was on this nice little coyote trail, running and feeling good, and then I come across this fence and I'm like, F you fence, I'm gonna keep going. So I climbed the fence and came down and I kept running, and I found that I was actually in the LA Zoo, which I didn't know. And in the park where the animals walked like I was in animal enclosures of the LA Zoo, and I didn't know it. So luckily it wasn't like, it was no pigs. I was in with some sort of like wild pigs, which is fine. I was eventually asked to leave. So that's what happens. And so I like to convey this sentiment a little bit to my children, and so sometimes, like, I've been making this, we go to the museum a lot, me and the kids, and when we go to the museum, they have so many rules that it's like it's designed to make children feel bad and uncomfortable. Like, that's what the museum is trying to convey to children, like, don't touch that, don't get near that, don't sit. So there's like a concrete wall that's maybe 2 feet tall and 18 inches wide, that's just running along right next to the grass outside. And my daughter goes and sits on it, and the security guy comes up and goes, excuse me, you get off that. Why? Why does she have to know that? I put my kid on my shoulders, on the lawn, at the museum at ICON. And the security guard came up and said, sir, you have to take the child off your shoulders. Why? It's a liability, you can't have kids on your shoulders. So, that really made me, those kind of things make me mad, and I convey this to the kids. These are stupid rules. There are rules that make sense, like you shouldn't shoot someone with a gun that has live ammunition. That's a rule that makes sense, and we should follow that. But, if, these stupid museum rules, like, you know what, don't worry about it. If someone tells you not to do that, whatever. Just do it again when they're not looking. Yesterday, we were having breakfast, and my son climbed on the table, and at home we have a rule, and the rule is you don't climb. You don't climb on the fucking table while people are eating. And he said, why not? And I said, because your feet are, your dirty feet walking around. We're eating food. We don't want the dirt from your feet on the table in our food. That's unhealthy, it's gross. And he said, okay. And he went like this. And he picked up his feet, and he's like, so how about this? And I was like, no, we don't know. And he said, why not? And I said, just because it's a rule that we have now. So he said, well, it's a stupid rule, and I'm not going to follow it. So, anyway, it's a tough thing to work with. I really don't like it. I wish that he would just follow my rules, whether they're arbitrary or not, and not ask questions. But I've done some things that all were, illegal or whatever.
According to the law.
Yeah, according to the law. But in the end, I felt like it was a cool enough project, or something that I was proud enough of that I was going to do anyway. But I don't recommend that you break the law. Don't do it.
Anymore.
Not much more, unless it's a stupid law. It's funny you bring this up, because this past fall, I shot a little teaser for a prospective pilot TV show that is about breaking the law. And the idea is just to go around, like, there's all these arcane, really, truly stupid laws on the books that nobody's ever bothered to take off the books because it's too much of a pain in the butt to change the law. So, like in Massachusetts, men are not allowed to have hair that's more than shoulder length, things like that. It's on the books somewhere, So my idea was, well, I can just go around and break all these
pause and film it and do it kind of flagrantly, like in front of a police
Throw
officer.
your hair out, or did you come awake?
That would be a weird situation because it takes too much work to blow your hair out. Anyway, you touched on it there before. Yeah. What? 5 minutes, okay.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Did you guys, I'm going to take a brief aside here and show off Rich and Rob's shirt. Yes, and I understand that have you guys all heard the story? Well, it's kind of a very emotional hot one for everybody who works at Creation. I think it was every time for all the cast who were with Rob at that point. It was like this really amazing moment for us to all come together. We were so scared. He was in really, really bad shape. And anyway, and Creation was amazing. There were several volunteers that spent the night in the hospital with him. Yeah, I've teared up many times in the ensuing, it's been almost 2 years now, right? 3. Clearly, I have mapped out my mental calendar. Yeah, anyway, so if you get one of these shirts and support that campaign in the next 12 or 13 hours or something like that, then you're gonna be in a drawing to be in a picture with me and Jared and Jensen. So, it's almost like if you do that good thing, then you'll get punished, potentially, by having crushed by me and Jared and Jensen. Sometimes we get rowdy in those photos, and somebody will say something like, give me the highest hug possible, and I'm always like, oh my God, because Jared will just be like, every once in a while you hear just that quiet little crack of a rib. Someone go, and their lung gets punctured. But yes, anyway, Creation Stand's website, you can get these. And Creation's just been really awesome with this and supporting the charities that the SDR family cares about the most. So if you're going to get any supernatural swag, get it there instead of, hot dog or something, because it's also going to support a good cause. We like this. Good. All right, hi.
Hi. My dragon and I were wondering if you could be any mythical creature, what would you be?
Her dragon, which she's holding up right there, and her would like to know if I could be any mythical creature, what would it be? But I thought you said miserable creature. Which threw me for a second,
It would be
and then I
Mark
figured it out. Wait, what did you say?
I said you would be Mark Shepard.
Is that?
If you could be any miserable creature, what would you be? Unicorn, obviously. Kind of too easy, that question.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, if you could be any version of Pastel.
Well, they really don't like Billy Moran.
Sounds like you've been getting booed a lot this weekend.
Yeah.
Wow, tough crowd. Sorry guys. All right. How's it going? How's the backstage? How's the green room?
Awesome.
Good.
Keeping it. It's good.
What are you guys doing?
What are we doing? There's a lot of wrestling.
Wrestling. Go.
Why are you so sweaty?
I don't know, I got hot. I think I must have gotten nervous at some point. Oh, I know what it was. This child asked me to go to her prom with her, and then the crowd started booing at me because I wasn't immediately agreeing to go. She lives in Miami. It's in May. I'm going to be out of the country. Like, I have a lot of reasons why this is not convenient for me.
I feel like
these guys are like, you should go to the prom.
I feel like Jacksonville is where all the boo happy Floridians live. It's
Boo happy
I
crowd.
feel like if they had rock tomatoes, they'd be throwing,
way to bring that up.
So, can we put a pin in this? Can we see how things are going? Would you be okay with maybe finding a backup just in case?
I I've never done a
Because
proposal.
I am going to be in Europe at the time, which makes it very hard for me.
Why don't you just bring her to Europe with you?
Do you want to know? We could do like a prom honeymoon instead of the prom itself or something. Yeah, it's a good crowd. I like that. They're kind of like
They're with you and against you.
they're with you and against you at the same
They
time.
love you and hate you.
They're like, oh.
I think, Misha, I love the audience participation. And I like it when we have celebrities in the house. I think it's fun. I think it's like, I'm going to call them out. We got to give a big hello to everybody. Jim Beaver's in the house with us. He just told me, come hug him after the ring. He really likes to be crushed.
Jim, stand up.
Stand up, Jimmy. Give her a ring. Nice try, Jim. Hey, Jim, next time, pony up for a better seat. You know what I mean? You're in this row. Don't you know a guy?
Sounds like an angel.
Okay, listen, hypothetically, if the next question's a hypothetical,
Okay, if you could ask any question, what would it be?
yeah.
What incarnation of Castiel would you be if you had to be any incarnation for a week? What would you do?
I would be incarnated as you as Cass.
I don't know.
That saved my life. Thank you.
I don't know if that's an odd answer or just totally like,
I waited in line for that.
Anybody have a question?
One last question over here.
Not a hypothetical question, not a hypothetical. What, you got one?
On Cooking Fast and Fresh with Wes,
Yes.
if you could have one or like a couple other people from the show on the show with you and Wes,
I would like all of Rich and Rob's children to be in Cooking Fast and Fresh. We recently recorded a cereal podcast. I don't know if you guys this is really funny. So we recorded a cereal podcast, which I thought was very clever play on words. You know, cereal spelled with C, right? And so it was just us having breakfast in the morning, starting with me waking Mason up or whatever, and going through breakfast. And it starts as mornings do. It started kind of like sweet and like, oh, I came across this like sensitive, attentive dad. And by the end, it's like, just stop and get your foot off your sister. You know, like that was the heart of the podcast, right? But as we were recording it, I was like, oh, I should take a couple of pictures because I'll need a still to go with this for when I put it up on YouTube. And then I was editing it, and I was like, all right, that's the pictures of mine. And I looked at the pictures that I had, and I had no recollection of this at all. But I did like three photos. And it was just an action sequence of West standing up, getting up, onto a chair, foot in his sister's cereal bowl, foot in the cereal, and I had no recollection of that at all. Like, that was so, I was just like, whatever. Didn't phase me at all, and I saw pictures of it, and oh my god, that happened, and I literally was taking pictures and still didn't notice, because it was so mundane. Wow.
At Rich's house, there would have been making him do 50 push-ups.
You were a little bit like you have things under control in your home.
No, my house is like Phil Spector's wall of sound. It's like it does nothing but noise and chaos. I have 3 children.
All right.
It's mayhem in my home.
But you do have to crack the whip.
I cracked the whip to no avail. I try. I put on a show. I keep you in mind. It works with say you.
That's true.
And
You don't make them put on dresses.
Exactly.
Hey, you had your dress Khaleesi last night.
It's absolutely
For the karaoke theme was Game of Tones. Okay. So Matt was hot as Jon Snow. So smart. He was looking dapper as King Joffrey.
Yep.
And I was Khaleesi.
Obviously. Pretty obvious on the nose testing there, I would say.
I get guilty as charged. I went with the obvious. Yeah, for You're obviously the mother of dragons.
Yes. You're very good.
Did I answer your question?
Yes.
I did?
We're doing one more. We're gonna do the last question.
Okay, last question.
Bye, Misha, love you.
Hi, I love you too. That's against the rules. Get up. How's it going?
It's very good.
Good.
My name is Kat, and I just wanted to say that my friends Daryl and Lena really like your work along with myself, and I wanted to know because there was an airplane story that Jerry.
Thank you. Somebody asked me a legitimate question. Thank you.
I want to know your take on the story.
My take on the story?
Yeah, like
You gotta
That's what I was talking about.
The turbulent Australia plane story.
He's over again today.
With a wall of urine 5 feet high. It's crashing down on you as the plane is coming.
This is the story, this is another one, this is like a photo of Wes Split, the cereal that I only remember because I've heard you tell it so many times, so it's like I'm looking at that story through the distorted lens of your twisted mind.
Well, it's dramatic.
I'm looking at it throughout one because I slept through the whole thing.
He wasn't even there. He was unconscious.
All I know is that you filled the toilet bowl with your own urine.
Yeah, most urine never.
Lunch, it dropped, urine came up, plane went forward, urine.
What I love about that is it sounds like the kind of thing that could only happen if the pilot was trying to slosh urine on you. Like, all right guys, watch this. He just went in, stood in there for about 30 seconds, okay great. Drop the plane, accelerate. You need that sudden thrust of the engine which actually gets you.
Which is exactly what was going on.
What happened?
You weren't there. Oh, actually, you were there.
It was.
Well, all we know is you were soaked in urine from your head to your toes, so I got it somehow. We assume it was your urine. We were in the bathroom,
The story, it might have been that he peed on himself a little bit. It might have been, we knew he was in the bathroom. We do know he was in the
And then
bathroom.
I came out soaking wet.
Yes. So, you can judge.
Alright. Yes, it's all true. There you go. It's all true. I also once on a plane farted so disgustingly that made someone pass out. We had to wait when the plane landed for medics to take him off the plane.
Twice.
So that's also true.
Twice, right?
He's not kidding.
Misha, twice, right?
Yeah, he fainted twice. The first time I was like, whatever, I was at the window, I didn't want to get up, it was a very full flight, and I thought if I just let a little bit go at a time, you know. But I guess whatever, because of the pressure differential or whatever, it was one of those situations where I didn't have full control over the valve, and it came out more forcefully than I had intended. And the guy who was sitting behind me fainted, and the flight attendants gave him an oxygen tank, and they revived him, and his wife said, yes. And they said, man, that's not possible. All the fuel is stored in the wings of the plane. None of it is in the fuselage. I know fuselage sounds like fuel, but it's not. There's none stored here, so none of it can leak in here. And she let it go, and they went about their business, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up because I was feeling some intestinal pressure. And again, perhaps foolishly, I thought I could get away with it. And he fainted again. And they administered oxygen again. And his girlfriend said, oh, somebody really has gas. And again, they reiterated that there was no fuel stored in the fuselage. And then the woman sitting on the other side of him, she was like brave enough to say what was on everybody's mind, which was, no, somebody has to go to the bathroom. And then we had to, as if that wasn't embarrassing enough, we all had to wait on the plane for him to be taken off. And the whole time he was like, this has never happened to me before. I'm perfectly healthy. But in his defense, it was pretty awful. Even me, I had to admit it. Anyway, but we digress. Thank you guys. So, hey, by the way, ladies. Oh, she's crying, her sister's crying? Ah, shit.
What do you do?
Which one is your sister?
If the far story didn't make you smile, I
The
don't
one
know.
holding the dog made out of maxi pads?
Nobody ever cries in my family.
You okay?
You cry from laughter. Yeah.
You're from Brazil? Nice, I'm glad that you came.
She's like coming home to São Paulo and took a photo and she was like saying and she loved you guys and we were in the line and the time is over. I'm sorry. And the question is if the cashier could say any character who died, who character would you be?
Well, just because he's sitting right in the audience here, I'd have to say Bobby. Or Charlie. I'm glad you guys made the trip. Good to see you, John.
Okay, and ladies in the back who have never watched Supernatural before, now you get it, right? Now you understand what we're doing here. There's a whole row of women for that who've never seen Supernatural.
That makes perfect sense. You're in the right space. The legal witch bar mitzvah is 2 rooms over.